think there's a lot of people listening to this, myself included, who know people with an eating disorder, know someone that it's affecting, right? And I think how I have felt in this process, I have felt very helpless, right? I'm not struggling with an eating disorder. How can I help this person? How can I help this person who, in essence, doesn't even knows in their head, like, yeah, this is kind of a problem, but no, it's not really a problem because it is a mental health issue. When they look in the mirror, all they see is I'm fat, right? Even though they're not, right? And so I guess my question is, what is your message to people like me who are trying to help, or parents who are listening to this who have a daughter or a son, because this does affect men too, who want to help but don't know how to help a loved one going through an eating disorder?
The most important thing for a parent, if your child is under the age of 18 and you're severely concerned, is you need to get them professional help. And the good thing about having your child being under 18 and in your care is that you can force them to get the care that they need. And it is so much better to catch these things early, because when you do, there's much, much higher chance for a full recovery and, not chronicity over your lifetime. It's much, much harder to start therapy and treatment when you're an adult. So first and foremost, professional care is absolutely necessary. The root of the eating disorder is an emotional, mental, behavioral health issue, which takes place in the brain, but the brain can't do the work of therapy and exploring those deep emotional roots if the body is not nourished. So first and foremost, the body needs to get healthy. And that means a lot of different things, because eating disorders manifest in restriction, in binging and purging, in just binging, and a lot of different ways. So the most important thing for an adolescent is that they get the physical care that they need first, so they're not, so their life isn't threatened.
Right.
And so that their brain, while it's still growing, can be renourished, and then they can get the counseling, professional help that they need. First and foremost, for parents, do it. Parents are a lot of times afraid because they don't want to step in. They don't want to cross boundaries. They are like, oh, well, it's maybe not my kid, or it's not serious enough. It is serious enough. Your child deserves the care that they need. And if it were cancer or diabetes or something like that, you wouldn't wait. So don't wait.
That's good.
That's the first thing foremost. And even if your child yells at you and hates you in that moment, I promise you, 5 years later, 10 years later, they're going to understand. And they'll thank you for it. And so far as someone else is concerned, think about any time that you see a destructive behavior in a friend's life. First of all, you wouldn't comment on it, or you wouldn't probably say something unless you had a really strong, deep relationship with that person. So the first thing I would say is, if you don't feel like you have a deep enough relationship with this person to make a comment on it, don't, or develop a deeper relationship with that person first before you have the authority to speak into their life. It's very important not to talk about weight. Don't make comments about their weight. Don't make comments about how they look, because if they are not well in their mind at the moment, they're going to hear, that's going to be positive reinforcement for them. If they hear, like, you look too skinny, you're working out all the time, like all of that, all these you statements, that's going to, like, the anorexic voice inside their head or the bulimic voice inside their head is going to be like, see, I'm doing it all right. They're worried about me. I look too skinny. Yes, I'm doing this eating disorder right. So don't do that. Use I statements. I'm concerned for you. I care about you as a friend. I would love to, be a friend to you, to let's talk about, what's going on, because it's not about the behaviors or the weight loss or weight gain that you're seeing. It's about deeper emotional issues. So going and using those I statements and getting to the core of it. If you feel like you have a close enough relationship with that person, open up with them, ask them to open up with you about other stressors that might be going on, and that door to creating some vulnerability where you can say, like, hey, have you thought about getting counseling or something like that? But the most important thing is that you push them toward getting professional help. The last thing that I want to mention as an encouragement to people who are supporting someone who might have an eating disorder is that that person has to do the work on their own.
Yeah.
And they have to get to that decision to recover on their own. It's a very stubborn disease. So have patience and just know that every time that you show true concern and unconditional love for them is just another seed that you're planting that shows them that they're supported, that they're loved. And those are all of the seeds that they're going to need that will help them to feel better about pursuing their own recovery. So just know that you're planting seeds with all of the good love and unconditional support that you show this person. You're planting the seeds, and it might feel like, oh yeah, but they're still not eating, or yeah, they're still not this or whatever. Well, you're not their doctor and you're not their dietitian. You're just there to be their friend. So be their friend.
I love that. Thank you so much. That's encouraging to me. You know, especially because the person that I'm dealing with is over 18, right? And so that complicates it, like you said. But you know, I'm going to take these truths. But where? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, and all you can do is present them with the information, and then they have to make the journey and discovery on their own. Just like someone, if they're giving up alcohol or you know, some other behavior, like all you can do is present the information and tell them that you love them no matter what, and then they have to make the decision on their own. And that can be really, really hard, but it's also a good learning lesson for us too.